Hello, welcome to Library Line, your connection to the Conneaut community. I'm Kathy Pape, Executive Director of the library, and your host for Library Line. Well, I'm over here in front of our CD collection, which we keep adding to, and you know what? I donated all of my CDs to the library. Isn't that a great idea? I know where they are. I can come check them out anytime I want. They're here waiting for me. Others can use them. And then it's all for free. So why not do it? You know, the library can be your first stop for music. Did you ever think about that? Of course, we have books, but we also have this wonderful collection that we are adding to every day. We'd like to do more with your help. But, you know, this is something I really love looking through because music is such a personal thing and it means so much and something different to each person, and it's shared, it's individual, it encompasses so much. And when I look at some of the CDs that I've donated, it brings back lots of memories of dancing around my grandmother's coffee table to Bobby Vinton. Seriously, I love polka, and that's thanks to my grandma. But also at Grandma's house, we'd always beg her to let us watch American Bandstand. And one day she turns it on, and Boy George was on, and she said, "Oh my, look at that lovely lady." She thought she was beautiful. My sisters and I laughed so hard. But again, every time I hear Karma Chameleon, of course I remember Grandma laughing about it. But even on American Bandstand, my dad danced on American Bandstand back when it was in Philadelphia. And my parents loved all of that early rock and roll and, of course, exposed me and my sisters to those things. And, matter of fact, my first concert was Olivia Newton-John, and my whole family went. And they took us and our friends to the Olivia Newton-John Let's Get Physical tour. And it was probably the best day of my life. I love it. And of course, my older sister, she exposed me to all kinds of music. And thanks to her, of course, I have my love of the Carpenters. And she exposed me to all of the new music coming out. So I love my Depeche Mode and Morrissey and the Smiths. But I also like Metallica, too. How crazy is that? That's why my iPod is loaded with all of this eclectic stuff. But, going to concerts is something that my daughter and I enjoy. So, ever since, matter of fact, Olivia Newton-John was her first concert when she was 4. But we go to several a year. Matter of fact, we're going to be going to Kesha at the Ohio State Fair in July. So, it's always changing. It's always evolving. And it's all right here when I look at it, right here at the library. So today's show is all about music. And we are going to take you on a musical trip around the library. But plus, at the end of the show, we're going to talk about all of the things going on this summer around in our area that have to do with music. So many things going on. So you'll want to stay tuned for that. Plus, one of the things I didn't mention here at the beginning was country music, because I really can't stand country music at all, okay? Those are my views and not necessarily the views of the library. I'm serious. I really, really don't like it. With the exception of, Dolly Parton, some Kenny Rogers. You got to know when to hold them, right? But my dear friend, Roger McCoy from 98.3 The Bull invited me over because he's going to try to convince me that country music really is the way to go, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So you're going to want to stay tuned for our Spotlight on the Community with 98.3 The Bull. Plus, we will have our Kids Corner with Steph and Pam, Kat and Kathy at the movies, a weird and wacky Conneaut history with Vicki Barker. But up next, as always, is Here's How with Cindy Prather.
Hi everyone. Have you ever wanted to learn to play an instrument? Well, I have some things here at the Conneaut Public Library that might help you get started. Right up here I have books set up for you that will teach you how to play guitar. We have a nice set on Learn to Play, and it has everything from the trumpet to piano to guitar. That's a big help. We also have books that have sheet music in them. We have books to learn about types of music, if you want to read about the blues, if you want to read about jazz. We also have books I have down here on the end, biography. Maybe you want to read about the Monkees, maybe you want to read about Bruce Springsteen. there's a huge variety of biographies on music that might interest you. And I'd like to add that if you can't read music, my son goes to a website, and all he does is type in free Google tabs, and it'll bring up sheet music that I'll have Kathy zoom in on this, and I'm going to lay my mic down so that you can see what they look like. And he just plays by using the tabs. So before I go, I want to give you a little bit of advice that my husband always tells me. And I'm going to read it right off of here so I get it right, because he knows I'm like the worst joke teller in the world. He always says, you can tune a guitar, but you can't tune a fish. See you next time on Here's How.
Hi, it's Vicki with today's Conneaut Wild and Wacky Conneaut History. I want to tell you a story about a young lady named Elizabeth Hathaway. She was born here in Conneaut in 1910 and raised by her poor widow mother, who taught piano to make a living. So on Saturdays, Mom needed some place for Elizabeth to go, so she enrolled her in dance classes. Well, she excelled so much, she ended up going to Chicago at the young age of 16. 16, she left home to study dance in Chicago, ballet. She joined the Chicago Ballet Company in 1926 and was a dancer with them for 2 years. She was ended up being a world premiere dancer. Her dance name was Lisanne Kay. She married a Japanese dancer later on in her career, but his career suffered greatly because he rose to fame around 1940 during World War II, and being of Japanese descent, it kind of squished his career a bit. But she did go on to live to the ripe old age of 96. So that's one of Conneaut's famous people. So who knows what story I'm going to come up with next time.
And here's a little commercial for you on Library Line. These are my friends from the Andover Bank. You know what, you guys, when I first moved to Conneaut and I was asking everybody where I should bank and what's the best bank in town, and everybody led me to Andover Bank. And we're really, really happy with them, and they must be happy with us too, because they donated a tree to the library. Will you guys tell me a little bit about that? Introduce yourselves first.
All right, I'm Corey. I'm the branch manager at the Conneaut branch of Andover Bank.
I'm Lisa Leitinen.
And I'm Michelle. I'm a teller at the bank.
And we gave you the tree as a sort of a kickoff to Andover Bank's Going Green.
Oh, cool.
We're trying to start, in all the branches we've started recycling newspapers, magazines. We are also trying to get all of our customers onto either combined statements to save paper or e-statements, which would be paperless. And we are also starting a couple more initiatives within the bank. You know, memos now go electronically rather than on paper.
Oh, I love that. I think everybody does, you know, in this day and age, everybody's going green, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. And we've already planted the tree. They came over to film, and I'm like, hey, where'd our tree go? We've already planted it. It's raining, so that's why we're doing this over here like that. Wow. I urge everybody to go to Andover Bank. They are really friendly and very super nice, and then they give you trees every once in a while,
Yes,
too. And now it's time for Spotlight on the Community. We took a road trip. We're not in the library anymore. I'm at 98.3 The Bull. And this is my friend, Roger McCoy. Hi, Roger.
Hey, Kathy, how are you?
I'm good. You know, I ran into Roger and I said, hey, you'd be a great guest on our show because you know what? I don't really enjoy country music very much.
Well, I don't know why that is. Actually, country music is one of the top listened to formats of music in the United States of America.
I don't believe it. Is that really true?
Well, I know there's a lot of folks in L.A. and New York who'd like to tell you different, but there's a whole lot of other country out there besides just New York and L.A. where a lot of the production of music does come from, especially if you're going to listen to pop or rap or even some of the oldies. And don't get me wrong, I like a lot of those formats as well.
Sure.
But country music for myself, I grew up on a farm.
Oh,
so
okay.
I danced around my house on my daddy's boots to Waylon Jennings and Johnny Cash.
Love it.
Country music really does tell stories, and a lot of people get into things like Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera or Kesha or artists like that because it's more of kind of the beat to it. Sometimes
okay,
I've
okay.
listened to those songs. I'm not going to degrade them, but I go, okay. But when it does come down to country music, it tells a story. It either
Okay.
most of it is either about, and people will joke, yeah, you listen to country music and it's because you've lost your dog, you've wrecked your truck, and your wife has left you. Well, it's not all about that anymore. There's a lot of love stories in it. There's a younger generation coming through with Taylor Swift.
I know, and that's the thing. And, so we see a lot of crossover artists, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
You
and
do.
Taylor Swift is obviously the biggie.
Yeah, and Taylor Swift started out in country music, and she's made the crossover, and she's one of the nation's top-selling artists at this point in time.
So do you think that's helping country music then, obviously, because the younger listeners are kind of being brought on board?
Oh, yeah,
right?
of course. If you go to a concert, let's say up at Blossom, just the other night, Kenny Chesney was up there, and yeah, you're going to have the diehard country fans who grew up on Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, and still love the older classics like Clint Black and Dwight Yoakam. And they'll go to Kenny Chesney because Kenny's the next, if you will, generation.
Okay.
But there's a lot of younger audience coming in because Kenny sings about songs like She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy. His recent one was The Boys of Fall, which was very popular because it was about high school football.
Oh,
so you have a
okay.
younger generation, and they know, just like Britney Spears and Kesha do, that they have to aim towards the younger generation.
It's marketing. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're really making a conscious effort, right?
And that-
to
yeah.
reach out to those
Exactly.
listeners?
Typically, and no disrespect to our older listeners, but you will not hear songs about nursing homes too often, unless, of course, it's going to go visit your grandpa.
Right.
And I'm not making fun of that generation, but the
Right.
major marketing ploy out there, if you want to sell a lot of records, is you hit the age group between 15 and 25.
Okay.
And those are the guys
okay.
who are doing the downloads and a lot of the CDs.
Sure. So, who are your listeners here at 98.3 The Bull?
Well, I would tell you mainly it's probably the younger generation of country because that's how we kind of decided to go that direction because we've got an attitude problem. And if you've ever listened to me, you know that's definitely the case. And there's people out there who think I'm a jerk, and that's fine and dandy. Get in line with my ex-wives. They have numbers. They've been waiting a long time to complain.
Love it.
But it is really kind of a in-your-face country format that typically when you listen to country in other country stations, not all of them like us, they'll be a little more laid back, low-key, just kind of easy listening at work country feel, which is fine too. But when we came out here, we knew when we started the Bull that we were going to be facing off with about 3 or 4 other country stations that boom into this market.
Oh, okay.
And most of them had that, hey, we're just your good old buddies hanging out in the country.
Easygoing, sure,
Yeah, and that's fine. So we thought we'd stand out. So we came off with this really in-your-face, obnoxious kind of young country feel.
Wow. Well, that's cool. Okay, so you have a morning show. Is that correct?
Yeah, we do have a morning
Okay.
show. That'd be Big D and Bubba, and they're technically out of Nashville,
Oh, okay.
Tennessee, and they bring in a lot of the country artists that people are in love with, like Blake Shelton and Miranda
okay.
Lambert, so you can hear from them. Middays is Jennifer Wild, and she does a program called the E-Country Cafe, where she'll pretty much play back your songs that you request in when you send it into request at 983thebull.com. And then Jamie Hart and myself take over the afternoons.
Oh, okay. Now, how do you engage your listeners? Do you have a lot of giveaways? Do you have a lot of call-ins? What do you guys do here?
Yeah, we do a lot of giveaways. Right now, one of the things we're doing is there's a big concert coming up later on in July called Jamboree in the Hills. It's 4 days.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
See, and you don't even like country music.
I know. And I have my girlfriend, Ricky, a little shout out to her. She loves it.
Well, Jamboree in the Hills is a huge country fest. About, they tell me, 300,000 people pour into this little valley.
What?
About 300,000 people. Because, nobody listens to country. Only about 300,000 people pour into this little
You
valley.
won't see me there, right?
Yeah, about 300,000 people pour into this valley, and they just, drink beer, have a good time, and are respectful. I mean, most of the time you think you go to a concert gets that rowdy, you think people will be completely off their hinges. Now, mind you, I'm not going to say there aren't a few fisticuff altercations, but there's a lot of great cops and stuff down there. So we're giving away tickets for that recently.
Really?
Yeah, 4-day passes and
Oh my
camping
gosh.
passes.
Wow, just for listening, huh?
Just for listening.
Oh my gosh, that's very cool. So what other events? It seems like I see you out and about a lot in Ashtabula County. So where
Well,
are you and what do you do?
Typically, when I started this station, I always said that we wanted to help out with the community. So actually, you and I met at an open house because we crashed graduates' open houses and had a good time. But we also try to get involved in a lot of things such as raising money for cancer victims.
Wow.
My mom died of cancer, so that's pretty close to me. So anytime I hear somebody's having a problem with that, I'll say, listen, we'll come up, serve spaghetti, whatever it takes. We'll announce it on the air.
Wow, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah, so we try to do a lot of those things. Anything to get out in the community and help out. And we also, we do a lot of live action broadcasts with businesses.
Now, yeah, how does that work then if a business wanted you to come out and be a part of their event? How do they go about
Well,
doing
they're
that?
going to call one of our marketing consultants who's probably going to put them in touch with us and get you all set to go. The number they can dial up is 440-993-2126. You'll
Okay.
probably want to talk with either Paula Taylor or Kim Fristeri.
Okay, well, we can put all of that on our library website, so it'll just be a click away. But tell me about your listeners and what they want to hear. What are you playing on your radio station?
Well, they're going to definitely want to hear, and we do a lot of research actually online.
Oh.
When you visit 983thebull.com, we give away concert tickets. This week we're giving away tickets to go see Toby Keith in July. All you have to do is show up at our website, 983thebull.com, and rate the country. It's really simple. You're going to get little snippets of songs.
Okay.
You're going to say, I like it on a scale of 1 to 5.
These are new songs, like
Oh, yeah.
just came out?
New songs that just came out.
Okay.
And then we base it off of that, off of what everybody wants to hear. It compiles all that information, gives us a chart, and then we base that off
You're
of...
kidding me.
Yeah, we make sure that we're playing the country they want to hear. So right now, they're loving Luke Bryan, Toby Keith's latest one, which is Made in America. Luke Bryan has one called Country Girl, Shake It For Me.
Huh.
Anytime Taylor Swift comes out with something, it goes right up the chart.
Yeah.
And Brad Paisley, so they love a lot of that stuff.
Okay, so obviously then you answered my question there. Those are the new artists. I mean, those are the country artists. I mean, is that...
Well, those are more the solid ones. Trace Adkins, Blake Shelton, Miranda Lambert. Those would be what you call your core artists. And then we also have people like Sonny Sweeney, Trailer Choir, and there's some other new ones coming up. We just had a young lady in the studio a couple days ago by the name of Kelly Parks.
Okay.
And she chatted with us, and she's got a song called Girl with a Fishing Rod.
Oh.
And so we try to also help out the up-and-coming artists as well.
Do you really?
Yeah,
Oh,
a lot of
wow.
radio stations, and we're lucky that we're owned by Media One because we're not this big, huge corporate radio station conglomerate that says you will play the top 40 songs, that's
You know,
it.
and that's really important because what I'm hearing is local control. So when you say we want to go to that event or we
Right.
want to play this,
Right.
you have that control.
Exactly. A lot of the
Okay.
stuff that you hear on the Bull is because I decided it should be there based on the fact of the research we've done. I don't just go, hey, that's a great song.
Right.
I say, do you like it?
You have the data behind it. Then.
Right.
Yeah, I like
and,
that.
And really, it boils down to this. This is their radio station, the listeners. Plain and simple, if you're a country fan, this is your radio station, and all I'm doing is just the captain of the ship. You tell me where you want it to go.
Wow. What year did this start?
Oh, that's a good question. Was it 2005, I believe it was?
Okay,
It-
not too long ago.
Yeah,
Where have I been? Like, I don't even know. Like, isn't that terrible? You know, like, completely over my head just because I'm so not aware of the country music stuff.
Well, that's all right. Come out to the Ashtabula County Fair. We're going to be out there as well.
Oh, really? Okay, what's
Yep.
going on out there?
Well, they got Josh Thompson. He's going to be up on the stage. And then over at the Crawford County Fair, which isn't too far away from us, they're going to have some big lineups. And I'm sure you've heard of this group. Lady Antebellum's going to be there.
At the Crawford County Fair?
Lady Antebellum will be at the Crawford County Fair, along with Luke Bryan. He's going to be there as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And that is so close to Conneaut, folks. I mean, come on. Why wouldn't you want to go to that?
And tickets are pretty decent. I'm not exactly what the prices are exactly, but you
Okay.
can get a hold of crawfordcountyfair.net.
Okay.
And you'll be able to find the prices right there.
Oh, wow. And we will put that on our website as well. Holy cow, there's a lot going on.
Oh, yeah.
So what about your sister stations? This building holds a lot.
Okay, well, my sister stations, there's 5 of them total in this building.
You're kidding me.
There's 5 here.
Wow, okay.
There's 98.3 The Bull. Next door to us in the studio next door is Magic 102.5, which has Hunter and Paula in the morning. And then you have Star 97, which has Mark and Jeremy.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of the other ones. 107.5 FM, The Fox. That has Bob and Tom in the morning. Then Hunter's over there in the middays. And you got Kid Mitchell in the afternoons. And that's classic rock. And if you like classic rock, you know, like AC/DC, Queen, that sort of thing.
Yeah, see, that's a little more my speed.
That's all right. As long as you listen to one of them, I don't care. It goes into my paycheck.
Yeah, that's good.
And then if you like sports, ESPN 970 WFUN covers all the sports
You
out
know
of
what?
Cleveland.
And I forgot that. I mean, obviously, WFUN, that's instrumental with local sports in
Oh, yeah.
Ashtabula County. We really rely on that.
Yeah, and I know Joe Pete and the sports team over there do a great job with broadcasting high school sports, and they're getting geared up for high school football again this year.
Absolutely. You know what? And then listen to the local radio station that really lets you know what's going on in the community. I mean, you're just like the library in the fact of you know what's going on, people let you know, and then you get that information out. So it's
Right.
sort of like a one-stop shop for all of that.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, and I know people say, well, I listen to Pandora or I listen to XM Satellite Radio, and that's awesome. Congratulations. When there's a tornado coming through your backyard, nobody's going to tell you.
Never know.
You know?
Yeah.
So, as a matter of fact, just the other night, I came in here and put a news card in to talk about the fact that Route 11 was closed because it was flooded with about 5 foot of water over all the lanes. And that's information that we daily bring to you.
Right. You would have never known that. So it's vital, really. free.
Yes,
you know?
it is.
So you can get your music you want to hear, get all the information, know what events are going on, and then it also sounds like you're here to help when something needs done in the community.
Well, that's our job. That's our job, is to help out the community. And actually, let me make sure I put this out there too. If you have a nonprofit organization, we are required by the FCC to announce your programs, whatever you may have going on.
Okay.
The state of Ohio, of course, will say you can't really announce reverse raffles and that sort of thing.
Sure.
And that's understandable. But if you're doing a pancake breakfast, or if you're doing a fundraiser like a 5K walk or anything like that, we'll be more than happy to put that on the air for you.
Wow, that's wonderful. And that's obviously a very good piece of information right there. If you're not utilizing that, come on. What's it, just a fax, a phone call, an email? And as long as you have that information in your hand, you're ready to go.
Exactly. We'll put it right on the air for you.
Oh, that is wonderful. Wow. Well, thank you so much for letting us crawl around the station. You guys know how it is when we go anywhere. We're like up the stairs, down the stairs, around the hallway, just making ourselves at home. So we appreciate it.
Anytime. Thank you, Kathy.
All right. Thanks, Roger.
If everybody comes, there will be 17 kids in this class.
Wow.
But they don't usually all come at the same time. So
Yeah, we were saying we're not going to go over 15, and then, we canceled.
our hearts start to crumble. So
Yeah.
I am Miss Steph, and this is Miss Pam. Hello, everybody.
I recognize everyone.
Who wants to sing our song?
Remember it?
I'm ready to sing. Are you? The more we are together, 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 the more we are together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we are together, the happier we'll be.
Remember what comes
Get your books ready. Open them up. Pretend like you're reading. The more we read together, 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 the more we read together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause reading is learning and learning is lots of fun. The more we read together, the happier we'll be. Who wants to share around the circle? Come on. Let's share. Come on.
Anybody? Callie, come share.
Come on. Oh, God. Give me this hand. Okay, over there you're going to hold Rainy's hand. Who wants to come in a circle?
No.
Come
Rainy,
on
are you
in.
coming here? You can fit right here. All right.
Hold Rainy's hand over here. Hannah and Rainy. Are we ready?
Oh, everybody that wants to hold in hands?
Are we ready? The more we share together, 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 the more we share together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause sharing is caring, and caring is sharing. The more we share together, the happier we'll be.
Oh, good.
Clap your hands. Stamp your feet. Touch your ears. Give a little cheer. Let's hear stories. Let's do it again. Clap your hands.
on top of your
Yeah,
head.
because I'm inside right
I
now.
know.
I like to go to the beach.
I do too. Does
It's
anybody
fun.
like going to the beach? Yeah?
I like to put sand in a bucket and make a sandcastle.
Do you ever take sand home with you?
I take beach glass home and I take periwinkles.
Oh,
And I brought something.
well, I was hoping you would.
What'd you bring, Billy? Oh, there goes my
Oh,
sunglasses.
good thing they're plastic.
Here's one book, Miss Pam.
Oh, wow. Wait. See, that
Here's
was like a good one.
two more books,
Oh, you
Miss
got a
Pam.
lot of books. Come on in. Hi.
And, wait, you see this?
Oh, I got.
Look at my bear. Look at my bear.
Oh, look at his bear. It's a beach bear too, and he's got a ring on so that he can float in the water.
So he won't go
Maybe he
underwater.
doesn't know how to swim.
But wait till you see what's in here. I'm going to give you a clue. There's a famous one named Ariel.
Ariel.
She swims in the ocean.
And does she have a tail?
Yes.
Do you know what it is? A what?
Yes, a mermaid. Look.
Oh, she's beautiful. Look at her.
That's my mermaid.
Wow, Billy, she is beautiful. Look
Miss
at her
Pam, Miss
tail.
Pam, Miss Pam.
Yeah,
Excuse me. Could you sing this song about the mermaid?
I could.
And I'll hold
I
it.
have like lots of things on my lap. Wait a minute.
Maybe you should put some stuff there.
I think
That's better.
there. That down. All right, I got the mermaid. I got her song. You gonna sing
I love
for
this
us?
song.
She's gonna
Ready?
sing.
A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3. There I was, just a swimming in the sea, singing ooh, ah, diddy, diddy, dum, diddy, dee. All of a sudden, there's a mermaid next to me, singing ooh, ah, diddy, diddy, dum, diddy, dee. She swam fast, she dove deep, she swam fast, she dove deep. Hey, that mermaid's pretty neat. Do ah, diddy, diddy, dum, diddy, do.
She likes that.
I like that song. Do you?
Oh, it was good.
Hey, now it's time to say goodbye to Miss Cindy.
All right, we got to turn around.
Look
and wave.
at Miss
Ready?
Cindy. Look behind you. Look out the door.
camera.
Look out the door.
Look at find that.
Bye, Miss Cindy.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, this is Kat
And Kathy.
at the movies. We're here to put a little bit of music into your life this time. Musical film, a genre in which songs were sung by the characters and interwoven into the narrative. The songs were used to advance the plot or develop the film. In the 30s, 40s, and 50s, these were considered the golden age of the musical film. The first musical film was made in 1923. The first color, all-talking musical was in 1929. Hollywood released more than 100 musicals in 1930, but only 14 in 1931. The audience seemed to become saturated with them and weren't interested anymore. By the mid-70s, filmmakers used music by popular rock bands as background music in hopes of selling a soundtrack album. In the 2000s, musical film began to rise in popularity, and once more, other successes were made for television, like High School Musical and Camp Rock. We recently reviewed the movie Burlesque, rated PG-13, starring Cher, Christine Aguilera, and it lasts an hour and 40 minutes. The definition of burlesque is a literary, dramatic, or musical work intended to cause laughter by the characters, mimicking the serious work. It comes from the Latin word burla, which means joke, ridicule, or mockery. Kathy?
As Kat was saying, the musicals of today are a lot like the popular television shows that the kids are watching. If you watch this, you think you're watching a 2-hour-long Glee show on TV. It has pop music, it has pop icons, and a good music soundtrack so that you can buy it after you're done seeing the movie. Anybody with young children out there have probably watched several cartoon musicals from Disney, They were one of the first companies to win a music Oscar with Little Mermaid, a cartoon. It was the first cartoon to win a musical Oscar award. If you're older, you may remember musicals such as Singing in the Rain and The Music Man. Actors like Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire, Judy Garland, and were popular singers and dancers in these movies. And who doesn't hear a song nowadays and it reminds them of a movie that the song was in? We encourage you to come in and check out the many musicals that we have here at the library. We have a lot of musicals on DVD and a lot of children's musicals on VHS, so they can watch the cartoons as well.
So come on into the library and spice up your life with some music. Thanks. Bye.
Well, that wraps up another Library Line. I hope you enjoyed our musical show and our visit with Roger McCoy. I don't know if he really convinced me about the whole country music thing, but I'm willing to give it a try, and I hope you're willing to give 98.3 a try because they were very nice to us. It was a great station, a lot of energy. So if you like country music, will you please listen to that station? How about that for a plug, right? But there's lots of musical things going on. Oh my gosh, I'm sitting here and I can't even go on yet until I tell you guys what's going on over here. This is what I should have done first. Every time you come in the library, we have a rotating staff display, and I promise you it will be new each and every time you walk through that door. Each staff member is taking a turn right over here under our CDs and putting up their very own display of their choosing. And this one is Kat Hayford's, and it is all about wildlife, whether it's in Ohio or all over the world. And she did a fabulous job, and I just love it. So that's why I'm sitting over here. Isn't it great? And please check these books out. It's mixed media here. I mean, what you see is just lots of colorful displays and all kinds of different things that you can pick up, touch, read, check out, okay? So it's pretty, but it's also very useful. And we hope you do keep checking this section of the library out. We're really excited. Everybody's going to do one, including me, so I need some ideas. Okay, now I'm ready to wrap up our show. Again, I really hope you enjoyed it. And there's lots of musical things going on, not only here at the library, but also all across Conneaut. Of course, the 4th of July festival that I hope that you attend or already attended by the time you watch the show, and visit the Conneaut Idol contest that they're having there. I think that's great. I know last year I had a blast listening to all the contestants, so I do hope you make it down and support that. Also, you know, our neighbors right down the street, the Conneaut Community Center for the Arts and Penny Armini and her wonderful facility, they have concerts that in their beautiful Newcomb Pavilion that they have there, outdoor concerts, and I got to tell you, it's just a lovely, lovely way to spend the evening. So, of course, we have July 3rd, Guys Without Ties, July 10th, the Ron Stark Band, Polka Mix, that's up my alley, so you'll see me at that one. July 17th, the Contels, and the list goes on and on and on throughout the summer, and I will be sure to make a link to their information on their website right from our website. But one more really cool musical event going on that I need to let you know about is we have a neighbor in need. And I know everybody out there in Conneaut, you are all about helping out your neighbors. I know each and every neighborhood is like it. And right here, the neighborhood around the library, it's a lot like it too. So neighbors, we need your help. We have our neighbor, the skate park, that is in dire need of repairs. And maybe it's not on your travels. Maybe you don't really even know where it is. But it's right here adjacent to the library, and it's used. It's used a lot, and the kids love it. But they need help, okay? It's in disrepair. Some of the equipment is falling apart, and we really need to take a look at that, and we all need to pitch in and help out our neighbors. So will you please help the library by attending Rock the Stage for the Cage? At this point in time, we have 10 bands that have signed up to play. It's an all-day music festival. How cool is that? 10 local bands. Plus, if you have a local band, I'd be interested in hearing from you. We can book you too. Plus, there's going to be a skateboard competition going on that day. Plus, prizes and giveaways and vendors and food. And for $5 admission, you'll get a wristband, be able to come and go throughout the day to see your favorite bands or maybe discover a new favorite band. And 100% of the proceeds from this event is going to go to help our skate park. But also, area businesses, I need your help prior to the event. Number one, I want everyone to go. It's part of Conneaut Appreciation Days, and if you appreciate Conneaut, then you will bring your family out to this event. But area businesses, I need your help. We would like to have prizes for the kids that have won our skateboard competition. We would also like to have a courtesy tent for the bands that are volunteering their time, you know, so they can have a sandwich and something to drink. So we need your help. If you can volunteer for any of those things. Also, we want to create an incentive for people to get through the door. We would like to get little backpacks, and we need businesses to sponsor that. You know, in the backpack would be a fun supply thing for the day, a water bottle, maybe some bubbles, maybe a coupon to your business, maybe a flyer, maybe a giveaway, maybe a freebie of some sort. We need 100 of them, and it can be really inexpensive for you, and it might help get some of the people that are here over to your business. And like I said, this takes everybody's cooperation and everybody's help. So again, you know me, I'm begging you, please, will you help us out and help out the children of our community, because we are so fortunate to have a skate park. I've been doing research because I'm a librarian, and I've got to tell you, there are communities out there that are just, where do we start? How do we do it? We don't have anything. And they're starting from scratch, where we have a facility. We have a nice facility. So let's take care of it. Please help the library for Rock the Stage for the Cage. I probably didn't give you the date. It is Friday, August 12th. It's probably going to start around 12 o'clock, depending on how many bands that we have signed up. So keep your ears and eyes peeled for the publicity on that. But again, Rock the Stage for the Cage, Friday, August 12th. It's the night after our sandcastle competition down at Township Beach. Please, if you have your family or if you're visiting and you're watching the show going, who are these crazy librarians with this show? We're going to be down at the beach on Thursday, August 11th. Call the library. Sign up your family, your group, your organization, and you're going to have a wonderful night. And you might win some prizes, making some sand sculpture creatures and whatnot down there. But whew, okay, we have too much going on for me to sit here and talk anymore. I've got to go, and I hope to see you on the next Library Line.